So it's not easy. It's easy to see where the Democrats seem absolutely unhinged. And I would say the same thing if there was that behavior on the part of Republicans. Elon Musk has noticed that, and the richest man in the world tweeted this out yesterday. He says, in the past, I voted Democrat because they were mostly the kindness party, but they have become the party of division and hate, so I can no longer support them and will vote Republican. Now, watch their dirty tricks and campaign against me unfold. And by the way, it happened against Tesla. They were removed yesterday from the S&P 500 index because they claimed that their stock dropped so much. He also said that mysteriously Tesla didn't make the list of the most environmentally exemplary companies, but guess who did? Exxon. It's rated the 10 best in the world. He goes, Tesla didn't make it. It's a scam. It's been this whole thing's been weaponized by phony social justice warriors, and that's what we've been saying forever on different circumstances.
You know, it's interesting. He voted for Barack Obama. He says he's always voted for Democrats, but this year it will be different. He'll vote Republican. SpaceX and Tesla have spent over $2 million lobbying last year in 2021, and they do tend to spend on both sides of the aisle. He is anti-union. He's opposed the billionaire tax, and he has been an outspoken critic of Joe Biden.
Well, and when did people start picking on Elon Musk? It was about the time that he announced, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy Twitter, I'm going to take it private, and I'm going to make it fair. It's not going to be so far to the left where we've heard in the last week or two, the employees hate his guts. He wants it to go right down Main Street rather than to the left and to the exclusion of Republicans. Anyway, over the last couple of days, we've been quoting a podcast called All In that he was on Monday. That's the same one where he said, you know, Joe Biden, he kind of reminds me of Anchorman, Ron Burgundy, who will say anything that's in the teleprompter. And then he surmised, I wonder who's putting stuff in his teleprompter. Anyway, he revealed on Monday in this podcast that he is going GOP in November.
We don't know what the heck is going on. Why is one tweet doing well? Why is another tweet not? Is it the algorithm? Did someone manually intervene? Why are some accounts banned with no recourse, apparently? You know, the reality is that Twitter at this point, you know, has a very far left bias, and I would classify myself as a moderate, and you know, neither Republican nor Democrat. And in fact, I have voted overwhelmingly for Democrats historically, overwhelmingly. Like I'm not sure. I might never have voted for a Republican, just to be clear.
Right.
Now this election, I will.
Remember, he was
for a fever.
He was always at the White House. Anytime they had meetings about companies, the president would always look for. He was on there, his Business Advisory Council, so he was invited. And they've already had a bunch of meetings with electric cars and major automobile manufacturers. He never got an invitation. This is almost from day one, a year in, going back. It makes no sense. And he is the only person, maybe in America, because he's got this personality about him, along with the money and innovation and respect, to go into Twitter, look at it, say I'm going to buy it, back off, and now get to the point where everyone's screwing him. Now that he's going to buy it, now they're threatening him if he doesn't buy it. If he backs out of it, he's going to have to pay $1 billion penalty, and they're pushing him to buy it. So if he does find a way to get out of this, he destroyed the company. I mean, he says half my followers are bots of Joe Biden's. Half his followers are fake. He says half of a huge number of Elon Musk followers are fake.
And Trump's.
So, yeah, and Trump's. So all these, when he had him, so all these people, this Twitter, we think it's this force. It turns out a lot of it is phony.
How powerful are they really?
So how invaluable? So if he walks away from this deal and doesn't fix it and just takes $1 billion hit, what's left? It's an empty carcass. Twitter is just an empty carcass.
But he's saying, why am I paying premium dollars? I need to see evidence that you really only have 5% of bots. Because if it's more than that, then my price needs to be reduced. I'm not paying for half the company to be fake.
Sure. And keep in mind, it was just about 2 years ago that Elon Musk was drawing the ire of people on the political left when it was announced that regarding the coronavirus restrictions at his plant in California, that hey, you got to come back to work. We got to make some cars. And then he announced that he was going to move his headquarters to Austin. Wait a minute. Why would they do that? Oh, yeah, no taxes. Anyway, Ari Fleischer was on last night with Sean Hannity and observed this about how, was it Elon Musk leaving the Democratic Party, or did the Democratic Party leave Mr. Musk?
Well, what's really happening, and Elon Musk is onto it, is the Democratic Party has no longer the liberal ACLU principled free speech clash ideologically with your opponent's party. It has really become a suppressive party that believes that the other side is not entitled to its opinion, and if you espouse it, you should be shut down just like on a college campus. But the most profound thing he said, Sean, is that I've never voted Republican before, but I will this November. I can't help but wonder how many fellow Americans are in the same boat. I just think there's so many people, Hispanic Americans, African Americans, who say, I've traditionally been a Democrat, but I can't put up with this any longer. And that's what Elon Musk has got his finger on.
And what was interesting about the tweet that you read that he tweeted out, he said, and watch the dirty tricks campaign against me unfold. He's expecting cancellations, he's expecting censorship, and he puts an emoji of popcorn. Just sit back and watch this movie.
He's got good lawyers.
He is the emoji icon, obviously. He had the, I had thought it was frozen yogurt, according to my children, but it turns out it was the poop emoji.
That's really cute. They didn't want to tell Dad what it really was.
Yeah, why are they using that?
Were you sending that out to people like, I want to go get some of this, some frozen ice cream?
Whoopsie-daisy. I think people really like Elon Musk's sense of humor because he is funny. But unlike a politician, he's not really answerable to the people. He's just got so much money, he can pretty much say anything he wants to.
He has that kind of money.
And he does. But if he's going to pay $44 billion for Twitter, it better have a lot of actual humans who are following it. And if not, he certainly should renegotiate. If it's half the number, get it for half the price. Because, Brian, to your point, Twitter is broken ultimately from what he has revealed. Then Twitter board should say, you know what, we'll be lucky to get $20 billion.
Right. I'm fascinated by it because now they're begging him to buy it. First, they were doing everything to make sure he wouldn't.
Well, yeah, at that price. They want that price.
He's totally reversed it because now they're afraid he won't. And it really comes down to Jack Dorsey contacting him a few weeks ago and saying, listen, I need you to buy it. Almost as if he's hostage to the crazy left-wingers that are running the company that he started. You got to come in here and take this. So I think that is the most intriguing thing.
Right. He said Twitter would be better if it went private. And so Elon Musk apparently had never thought about taking it private, but then he goes, yeah, I'm going to buy it. Then like a week later, it's like, okay, I got to find the financing, and that's round two. Now we're at round three, where it's like, I don't know, unless they tell me how many people are actual, I'm not going to buy it.
Is it because Jack Dorsey is concerned of the stock dropping and employees being upset and the direction of Twitter, and he needs to clean it up?
That last point, I think, is it. And he knows that Musk, he says it's better off private, and Musk is one of the few people that could do it. Rather than pushing back and go, what's he doing to my company? There's something about him. He stepped away for a reason. And then he would love to know it was in better hands.
Jack Dorsey will make a lot of money, too, if Elon buys it.
Right. Yeah.
They're all billionaires. The battle of the billionaires. Yeah. Anyway, again,
money doesn't buy happiness. If you're a billionaire out there, just write us.
It's just freedom,
Tell us how unhappy you are.
Now, do you think billionaires watch us?
Yeah, most of them do. Most of it, they did a study of our audience. Most of them are billionaires and young. Right.
Right. I'll be darned. So Warren Buffett's watching right now?
Every day.